What's good, world, everyone? I'm Kenny Barron, the owner of SportsBooks.com. Welcome to the show. We're going to preview the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets against Florida State in Dublin, Ireland, this Saturday, early morning, or I guess 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern. Georgia Tech, Florida State in Dublin, Ireland. So what do we got for this game? The spread is 11.5, and I can only lean towards Georgia Tech. Now, over the summer, we were almost on this, and it was at 13.5. Florida State was 13.5. I think there's a reason that the spread has gone down to 11.5. Between the quarterback play, which favors Georgia Tech, and we'll get into all that and all the details in 1 minute. Just want to tell you about sportshatballs.com is the name of my site. We have sports pick packages, whether you want 1 week, 1 year. You want it for a year, then it's about $30 a month. So $30 a week. So check us out at sportshatballs.com. Check out money management. It's very key. That's one of our videos up there, and see what's going to go for you. And all this is in the links in the description below. Join this YouTube channel, just so for anytime these videos come out. So what do we got? Florida State 11.5. Now, the little thing that I have against this, definitely making the play right now, is that it was 13.5. Do I still have value in the 11.5? Let's look at it and see. First, Florida State, because this is about Georgia Tech, because I think Georgia Tech is going to bust out this year. And Florida State's going to take a step back. Why? Jordan Travis, what did he win? 2/3 of his games, 24-8 as a starter. Without Jordan Travis at quarterback, this team has not gone to that top 15, top 10 level. With Jordan Travis, they were there. They were on the cusp. This is a team that obviously did not deserve to make the playoffs last year with that team, with those rules. 13-0, okay, put them in there, they get blown out. The only thing that was criminal about that was they didn't give unproven kids a chance. I guess they could have made it. But if you're going to put them number 5 ahead of Georgia and not put them in the playoffs, that's just silly. But that's a whole nother story. So with Jordan Travis, people don't realize that this is not just a half a step back, 2 steps back. This is 2, 3, 4 steps back when you go to DJU. He was at Clemson, and he really just didn't perform at the level they want. He comes in, does that one Notre Dame game, and then after that, and still lost. But still, they were just not what they were hoping at quarterback. What happened last year with DJU? He went to Oregon State. Yeah, he played well. They won 8 games. But you got to remember that Damian Martinez, the best running back in college football, along with the Oklahoma State running back, I guess also, but top 1A running back, the best running back there, with a great coach. Now, it's nothing against Norvell. Norvell's fine taking this team along. But the truth is, to put 11.5, 13 points, I don't think there's the big difference between Florida State and Georgia Tech that people want to say there's. With Brent Keys, and I've said this, when you check out my videos on this YouTube channel right here, check out how many times I say second, third year coach. That's when you know if they're going to be any good or not. Are they laying a foundation? This team, Georgia Tech, obviously they laid a foundation. What did they do? They were 3-5? No, 4 out of 6. So they won 4 of the last 6. So they went 4-2 after a 3-4 start. So it took a while. You got to lay your culture and all that fun stuff. And they still went 7-6. And they still played with people. We know about the when they played Miami and how they came back on that one. How they beat North Carolina as a 2-touchdown underdog, 10, 12-point underdog. There was plenty of spots out there where there were big dogs and were able to get in under it. I mean, they took the dogs to 8, and they're as good as anybody. So you're taking a step back at quarterback here. Now, I like the offensive line for Florida State, and you got to believe that they're probably going to find running backs and receivers. But are they going to all click in Ireland in week 1? I'm not so convinced. Now, with this offense, with Haynes King, are you kidding me? With over 2,800 yards passing, over 700 yards rushing, and 30. He accounted for 37 touchdowns. They're not going to be intimidated. They're not worried because they have the speed. They have the speed to keep up with Florida State. So I'm not worried about that. And what something that a lot of people don't know is this was what the 12th number 12 team in rushing in the whole country, number one by far in the ACC. And a lot of people just don't know about that. Their speed matches up with Florida State. And, I'd have to see the field, and this is why we do this early. I think it might even be a little bit of a slower track in Ireland. Do they have the higher grass? We want to look into that. But truth be told, even if it's a fast track, we're still going to be on Georgia Tech. And you're giving more than a touchdown with Florida State. Now, if you believe that the Florida State's just going to reload and be a top 10, then that's you. But Georgia Tech, I believe, will be a top 25 team. So when you're giving me 11.5 on a neutral with this offense, now the bugaboo right now that's made it so we haven't quite pulled the trigger yet is that defense did let up over 200 yards, 230 yards a game on the ground. So I don't like that. But I think this team can match points. But what the deal is going to be, I think this is going to be if this was like at Georgia Tech, I would look for points. This just doesn't feel like it's going to be in that 55-point range, which is the total. We are nowhere near the total because there are questions. But when you look at this, they got the quarterback back. 3 of the top 4 receivers are back. Running backs back. The 4 offensive linemen back for Georgia Tech. I'm looking for Haynes King, the head coach of Georgia Tech, who laid a foundation, put this team to this level. I think they're going to take it to the next little level. As a Syracuse fan, I'm afraid of that game against Georgia Tech. I think Syracuse is going to be at a decent level. Georgia Tech, already a year under the belt with the system, they're really scary. I think they could pull this game out, to tell you the truth. If we take this, we will most likely, I don't want to guarantee anything, put a little percentage of what we put on a normal game and take a little bit and put it on the money line. Because I wouldn't. This is the type of team that I would definitely not money line parlay Florida State. I love Georgia in a money line parlay, and we got them on the money line down plus 100. But this is not one I would go with Florida State money line in any way, shape, or form. I think Georgia Tech's going to be live in this game. I think they got a shot at actually winning this game with the offense they return. The defense is the little fly in the ointment, but I think the way this goes, this will be a fourth quarter game, and it will take something like Clemson with pick 6 in the fourth quarter, some sort of thing like that for Florida State to cover. So I like Georgia Tech. We're probably going to pull the trigger later in the week. Will people come in and bet on Florida State and put it up to 12? It's more likely maybe to go down to 11. So we're going to see how it goes. But if we are on this game, and I know there's people out there that have to bet because college football is here, I would lean towards Georgia Tech with a chance to actually win the game. So our next preview is going to be with Nevada and SMU. And we're going to do that in another video because we want to look at a couple more things. So right now, I like Georgia Tech. If you have to bet, and because we haven't pulled the trigger yet, but if you have to, I would take Georgia Tech plus the points and sprinkle a little bit on the money line. Don't be shocked if Georgia Tech beats Florida State, goes from 50 plus in the country right now to the top 25. We'll see you guys in the next video. Remember, sportshaveballs.com is the name of my site. When you get a year-long package with college and pro, we give everything else for free. And this taxes out to $30 a week. So If that works for you, or if a smaller package works for you, we got it all covered for you. Come see us at sportsheadballs.com. We're going to do a lot of videos going forward as football season starts rocking and rolling in the Carrier Dome. So get your subscription to the channel, so you can get all these free videos. We'll see you guys in the next video, and let's make money.